Welcome back! If you were here for my last video, you'll recognize these as the pumpkins I picked up from the Arb house. They are here at home with me, and now I'm going to give them a little bit of a makeover so they are ready for Halloween. We are going to start with just wiping them off. You know, they're pumpkins, they came from a patch. Now that we have a clean surface, I can actually apply this paint. I am using a non-toxic paint here, just in case any squirrels or deer want to come take a nibble out of these guys. I actually just kind of cut the stem on this pumpkin a little bit and found whatever spot it wanted to kind of rest in, and then I painted the face on the side that was facing me. When I saw this little pumpkin, I immediately thought of an adorable ghost. So that is what I went with here, and here is the final result. Next up, I did want to do a little bit more of a complex design on the face of this pumpkin. I loved this creamy orange color and the kind of warty appearance. I mean, it's just so perfectly Halloween, but it was kind of difficult to find a clear painting surface. So anyway, I decided this was going to be the best spot to put my Happy Halloween. So I went ahead and started painting it. I will say, you guys, I did edit out a lot of the little snippets of me dipping my brush into the paint to kind of shorten up this video for you, so it's actually a little bit more interesting to watch. And this actually is the full length of the video itself. I actually think it's really satisfying and beautiful to watch on an increased speed. So if you'll see on your video player settings here, you can go into your video player settings and play this video at 1.5 or 2 times speed. It's actually really satisfying to watch this paint. But honestly, it was really fun to paint as well. I have a lot of fun with calligraphy and cursive kind of letter styling. I wanted to, of course, do black on this pleasant orange pumpkin, and I did kind of sketch the way that I wanted the Happy Halloween to look. But if you've ever been an artist, you know things don't always go according to plan. And I also just think this video is pretty cool because you can see how many like OMG moments I had where I was like, oh no, I don't know if that's gonna work out. Are these letters gonna connect here? But a little patience, a little bit of my finesse, my skill from years of practicing painting. I think it honestly turned out really good considering that I was painting this very bumpy pumpkin. Halloween is one of the most fun holidays in my opinion. I feel like it's more like a season with all the decoration, the way that it coincides with the leaves falling and everything just turning, you know, to these beautiful fall colors, and then also being able to go grab some pumpkins that were locally grown in my case, which if you didn't actually get to check out that video of me going to the Arb, check it out. It's a super short, sweet video. I definitely recommend going to any kind of pumpkin patch as a fall activity. The one at the Arb here, the Apple House to be specific, is actually really awesome because you don't have to go out into that muddy field. The pumpkins and gourds and everything are brought up. And then there's also a mini donuts with apple cider flavored mini donuts food truck there. You can get coffee, you can get hot apple cider. It is the perfect fall vibe. And then you get to pick up pumpkins like this and you get to go home and paint them. So I know this is a pretty big deviation from the kind of content that I normally put on my channel, but I really do love painting. I was thinking that other people might enjoy painting as much as I do, because I know even if I'm not personally painting, watching somebody else is just one of those very soothing things to do. And also I was thinking this could be a little bit of a Happy Halloween pumpkin tutorial for anybody else that is wanting to paint their own pumpkins. In today's modern society, I know the popular thing is typically to go to whatever store is closest and buy a bunch of plastic decorations that you're just going to throw away, or maybe you'll try to store them but they get shoved in the back and they get all bent out of shape. That is not what I'm about. Honestly, I don't even really like buying seasonal decorations. I do find decor like this that I, personally took time to put my energy into this. I supported a local farming initiative here by buying these pumpkins locally and shopping small. These are also biodegradable decorations, of course, since they are food. So, like I mentioned, using non-toxic paint just in case squirrels come and munch on them, or deer, or my friendly neighborhood raccoon, whatever, is out and about. These decorations are not going to outlive me, unlike most of the plastic decorations that we do see in stores, and that's just not really cool with me. So if that is your style, definitely feel free. I totally understand the convenience, but I do think it stands to be mentioned that sometimes decorations that are only displayed for maybe a month of the holiday season are then tossed into a landfill. Well, they will take decades to decompose, which is honestly really crazy to think about. So if you want to have beautiful, fun, homemade decorations, this is a great example of how to make them at home. And if you have any questions on painting, or if you like this kind of content, feel free to drop that in the comments. I would love to be helpful to my other fellow artists out there, or, people who just like to dabble. Definitely get that. I have definitely watched more than my fair share of artist tutorials on YouTube or what have you, and had no intention of making that craft myself, right? Sometimes it's just kind of nice to watch somebody else at work, and even if you're like, hey, yeah, maybe I'm learning techniques for myself to use in my own art, or if you're purely just enjoying art, it is what it is, right? It is whatever we're gonna make it. So I hope that you do like this video. If you do, like I said, go ahead and let me know in the comments if you have anything that you'd like me to talk specifically about when it comes to painting. I have been painting for several years just as a little fun hobby, so I definitely have experience that I would be more than happy to share with you guys. I'm just gonna be so for real with you right now and tell you though, when I was painting this pumpkin, it really didn't seem like that long of a time, and without the little edits that I did of cutting out all the spots where I dipped my paintbrush, this was actually only like a 15-minute video to start. So if you think about that, it took me about less than 20 minutes to paint all of these pumpkins. Honestly, I'm gonna definitely spend more time actually editing this video and uploading it, but honestly, this was a pretty quick little activity, and I've had these pumpkins sitting on my porch since the middle of October, so they're gonna get, a couple solid weeks of use, and then maybe, I guess, we'll see if they don't get smashed by the neighborhood kids. Then we will decide what to do with them. I would like to give them back to nature somehow. Like I said, I do use that non-toxic paint. But just, return to the earth after they've served their purpose. But the other cool thing is, I did not cut into these pumpkins. So since they haven't been, messed with like that, they actually have the potential to last a long time, which is kind of exciting. So I guess I can keep you guys updated on that as well. See how long my porch pumpkins last. And actually, that does make me kind of curious. Do you guys like to change your decorations as soon as the season changes? Or are you just kind of like a merp? I don't really care. Do you not even really decorate? All answers are correct answers. I'm totally just curious. I was thinking, like I said, how I do really like to make handmade decorations. I might try to make this more of a seasonal thing. And, this month would definitely be pumpkin painting. Not really sure what I would do for next month, but I really do like sharing painting and art with other people. I think, you know, it's just something that I barely do enough of if left to my own devices. So if I have you guys holding me accountable, you know, hopefully that would help me paint more. But yeah, I hope you are enjoying this video so far. Again, I'm more than happy to provide technique tips if you like. You can kind of see I honestly don't even have the highest quality of brushes. It's more about how you hold the brush than it is about, you know, like having the best brushes, because I made it work with this subpar brush right here. Let me tell you that it was not exactly easy, and I thought about going to the store in the middle of this project, but then I was like, no, you know what, we can make it work. I thought it turned out pretty cute. We are now on to our last pumpkin. This one actually my sister spotted. She said it looked like a skull. I totally agreed and thought it would be fun to paint it that way. It was really hard to decide what kind of skull I wanted to do. If you couldn't tell by the way I painted that ghost, I'm not a very scary Halloween person. I love the cutesy kind of stuff. So I decided to kind of go for more of a classic look, like the old school spooky skeleton kind of vibe for this guy. So yeah, that's kind of where the half moon idea for the eyes came from. And as you can see, I mean, symmetry in art is very important, and since I was literally just freestyling this, I had no idea how it was gonna go, but very satisfying process to kind of watch the white fill in. And I love this part right here, just like making it so smooth. And yeah, you gotta have something to greet the trick-or-treaters when they come to my door, right? Another little friendly face to welcome them in. So we got a ghost, we got this skull, and then I have my happy Halloween pumpkin. And they're all this kind of more simple art style, I would like to think, like blocky. You know, I didn't overdo it on the nose. I did look at quite a few skull reference photos, and then I just didn't like any of them, and I decided to just full send, go for it, try to see what these teeth look like. So here I am shaping them, realizing that teeth are actually kind of rectangular. Yeah, so here is that. Again, when you look at this pumpkin and just see how amazing of an artist nature is, like, it's just so cool. It's got this kind of yellow underneath with all these green veins on top, and the little warts are just so fun, I think, on the pumpkins. I really was not sure how his smile was going to turn out. I was fully prepared to wipe it off and start again, but honestly, I really liked how it came out. And let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions or think that I could have done a different skull, but honestly, I thought it suited the vibe perfectly. So here is the full look. They've got their Halloween costumes on. I did add a little bit of extra spooky touches on that orange one, but here they are, holding it down on the porch. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a happy Halloween.